You yourself did something that a lot of people would call brave when you wrote your op-ed.
Well, I don't know if it was brave. It was a civic duty.
Clooney calling this a civic duty is like Alec Baldwin giving a gun safety course. This isn't patriotism. This is cleanup on aisle Biden. So George Clooney goes on CNN to act like he's Paul Revere, warning the village about Joe Biden's brain fog. Says it was his civic duty to write that op-ed begging Joe to step aside, right after Joe face-planted on national TV and tanked in the polls. You see, this isn't courage. This isn't truth-telling. This is damage control. This is Hollywood's PR department trying to rewrite history faster than a Kamala Harris word salad. Clooney hosted that mega fundraiser weeks before the debate. He saw Biden malfunction in real time and said nothing. He was part of the Biden protection racket. And now he wants applause for jumping ship after the iceberg already ripped through the hull? Sorry, George. No Oscars for that.
When I saw people on my side of the street not telling the truth, I thought that was time to...
Are people still mad at you for that?
Some people, sure. It's okay. Listen, the idea of freedom of speech, the specific idea of it is, you can't demand freedom of speech and then say, but don't say bad things about me. Right. That's the deal. You have to take a stand if you believe in it. Take a stand for it, and then deal with the consequences. That's the rules. And so when people criticize me, they criticize me because of my stance against the war 20 years ago, and so people picketed my movies and they put me on a deck of cards, and I have to take that. That's fair. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with criticism for my. For where I stand. I defend their right to criticize me as much as I defend my right to criticize them.
You were in the news recently. There's a book that says that after somebody on Morning Joe said that the op-ed, it sounded more like Obama than it sounded like you.
It was Mika Brzezinski, who I like, perfectly nice woman, but she said that, that President Obama was behind me writing the op-ed, and that's not true at all.
Yeah, real brave, George. You had the courage to write a New York Times op-ed after CNN and MSNBC already lit the funeral pyre. Where was that civic duty energy when Joe Biden was sundowning mid-sentence at your glitzy Beverly Hills fundraiser? I mean, Obama literally had to guide him off stage like a toddler lost in Costco, and you said nothing. Now you're on CNN, all wide-eyed, swearing you don't take marching orders from Obama? Please, you expect us to believe you weren't at least on the group chat? This wasn't civic courage. This was Hollywood's version of a cover-your-ass press tour, perfectly timed to boost ticket sales for your Broadway debut in Good Night and Good Luck, where you're playing Edward R. Murrow and pretending to care about journalistic integrity while rewriting your own role in the Biden cover-up. You weren't waving the warning flag, George. You were sweeping up confetti after the Biden parade crashed into a telephone pole and calling it civic duty? That's not bravery. That's bullshit. Polished, rehearsed, made-for-TV bullshit. Let me be crystal clear. George Clooney didn't expose anything. He just got caught too close to the stench. This wasn't a brave stand. This was reputation triage. He was in the room. He saw Biden glitch. He watched the media run interference. He was part of the cover-up. And when the lie could no longer hold, when the polls cratered and even CNN couldn't spin it, that's when George Clooney found his conscience. And don't even get me started on Kamala. Clooney basically said, not her either. Even Hollywood couldn't act like she was capable, and these people get paid to pretend. So then it became all about a mini primary, like swapping Biden out for some Wes Moore fever dream was somehow going to fix everything. Spoiler alert, it didn't, because the problem wasn't just Joe. It was the entire machine, Clooney included, that lied to the American people while the President of the United States mentally downloaded Windows 95 in real time. So here's the truth. George Clooney is not a hero. He's a Hollywood spin doctor who saw the Biden Titanic take on water and grabbed a life raft before the cameras caught him on deck. They're not saving the country. They're saving their careers. And the media? They're playing along like it's some noble act of rebellion. If you're tired of this elite revisionist theater, if you're done watching celebrity puppets pretend they just noticed Biden's lost a step or 30, then do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and share this with someone who still thinks Clooney's op-ed was anything but desperate self-preservation. And for more truth, fire, and yes, sarcasm, head over to steadfastandloyal.com. We don't do cover-ups, we don't do spin. We tell it like it is, and we do it with a grin. As always, stay informed, stay free, and stay steadfast and loyal. I'm Jimmy Parker. Thanks for joining us.